Students, Assalamu alaikum. In our today's lesson, we will discuss the questions of lesson number 5, that's Youth and the Tasks Ahead, written by Dr. Karan Singh. So let us start from question number 5. Besides physical endurance, the author talks about three other qualities that are essential for the defense personnel. Which are they? Answer is, besides physical endurance and courage, the author talks about the qualities of discipline, teamsmanship, and corporate progress that are essential for the defense personnel. Right? Question number 6. We live in highly competitive age of science and technology and can no longer afford the luxury of mediocrity if we are forged ahead. By this sentence, the author means we live in highly competitive age of science and technology and can no longer afford the luxury of mediocrity if we are forged ahead. By this sentence, the author means that by this sentence, the author means that we must be intellectually superior to make progress in science and technology. So, question number 7. According to the author, those undergoing higher education constitute the privileged elite. Why do he think so? What does he expect them to do for the nation? The answer of this question is, the author thinks so because he knows that in a developing country like ours, large number of people are still unable to acquire even primary education. He expects them to work for the nation building. He wants that they should repay their debt and should not waste a single moment of their academic life in disruptive pursuits and party politics. Let me repeat this answer. The author thinks so because he knows that in a developing country like ours, large number of people are still unable to acquire even primary education. He expects them to work for the nation building. He wants that they should repay their debt and should not waste a single moment of their academic life in deceptive pursuits and party politics. The question number 8 is, the author warns that the educated youth must keep themselves away from some futile pursuits. What are the futile pursuits he is hinting to? The author warns that the educated youth must keep themselves away from futile pursuits. What are the futile pursuits he is hinting to? Answer. The futile pursuits which the writer is hinting at are indulging in party politics and disruptive activities which lead to the wasting of their precious time and energy. They must keep themselves away from intrigues. Now, question number 9. This was question number 8. Now, question number 9. What, according to the writer, is crucial to the success of democracy? What, according to writer, is crucial to the success of democracy? Answer. According to the author, according to the writer, according to the author, economic development is crucial to the success of democracy. Economic development is crucial to the success of democracy. He says that economic development can be achieved by eradicating corruption and favoritism. Thus, the writer wants the youth of India to cultivate patriotism, which transcends pettiness and exclusivism and provides national unity and strength. Question number 9. What, according to writer, is crucial to the success of democracy? Answer. According to the author, according to the writer, economic development is crucial to the success of democracy. He says that economic development can be achieved by eradicating corruption and favoritism. Thus, the writer wants the youth of India to cultivate patriotism and transcends pettiness and exclusivism and provides national unity and strength. Now, question number 10. All is contained in one single advice. What advice of Sri Aurobindo is the author referring to? Answer. The author is referring to Sri Aurobindo's that advice which he gave to the students of Bengal National College 50 years ago. In that advice, Sri Aurobindo urged the students to devote themselves fully to one work, one aim. He wanted all their efforts to be directed to the service of India. His advice to them was that they should suffer so that their motherland may rejoice. Let me repeat the answer. The author is referring to Sri Aurobindo's that advice which he gave to the students of Bengal National College 50 years ago. In that advice, Sri Aurobindo urged students to devote themselves fully to one work, one aim. He wanted all their efforts to be directed to the service of India. He advised to them His advice to them was that they should suffer so that their motherland may rejoice. Now, question number 11. Why does the writer say that it is important to accept that all human beings are inherently divine? Answer. Divinity is inherent in every human being, and it is important to accept as it transcends all the narrow barriers and raises the dignity of an individual. Answer. Right? Divinity is inherent. Let me repeat the answer. Divinity is inherent in every human being, and it is important to accept as it transcends all the narrow barriers and raises the dignity of an individual. Now, question number 12. These may not be such to hit newspaper headlines. These may not be such to hit newspaper headlines, but it is solid and devoted activity. Question number first. What is the writer referring to in this line? What is the writer referring to in this line? Answer is that writer is referring to the numerous avenues which our youth may always find available for nation building. The writer is referring to the numerous avenues which our youth may always find available for nation building. Part number B of this question, 12th question. What according to the writer will be the result of such an activity? Answer is the author says that the result of such an activity will be true national service that can truly build the fabric of a great nation as India. Now, question number 13. The writer lists out a number of tasks that the youth can take up for the progress of nation. The writer lists out a number of tasks that the youth can take up for the progress of nation. How does he suggest that these tasks could be accomplished? Answer. The author suggests that the various tasks should be accomplished by our youth. The author suggests that the various tasks should be accomplished by our youth. It is only possible by organizing a vast national youth movement that transcends all political or regional, communal, and linguistic diversities. Now, question number 14, most important question. Do you agree with the statement made by the writer? The young generation today faces challenges graver than any with which their forefathers were confronted. Give reasons for your answer. Do you agree with the statement made by the writer that the young generation today faces challenges graver than any with which their forefathers were confronted? Give reasons for your answer. Answer. We as free Indians are at a critical point in the history of country. We as free Indians are at a critical point in the history of country. I completely concur with what Dr. Karan Singh expressed on the grounds that our ancestors won freedom with extraordinary battle and more great sacrifice. At present, our country is experiencing narrow patriotism, nepotism, and corruption. At present, our country is experiencing narrow patriotism, nepotism and corruption, which are compromising secularism and democratic system, and it is absolutely a grave test at the hands of our youth to battle with mental fortitude against these substantial odds, since youth are brimming with gurgling excitement and vitality. They can do miracles and serve the country by just rising above selfish politics and stopping from getting indulging in such a troublesome interests, and by appropriately preparing themselves to defeat all difficulties in satisfying every one of the tasks in front of them. Let me repeat the answer of this question. 14 question. Question is, do you agree with the statement made by the writer that the young generation today faces challenges graver than any other with which their forefathers were confronted? Give reasons for your answer. Answer is, we as free Indians are at a critical point in the history of country. I completely concur with what Dr. Karan Singh expressed on the grounds that our ancestors won freedom with extraordinary battle and more great sacrifice. At present, our country is experiencing narrow patriotism, nepotism, and corruption, which are compromising secularism and democratic system, and is absolutely a grave test at the hands of our youth to battle with mental fortitude against these substantial odds, since youth are brimming with gurgling excitement and vitality. They can do miracles and serve the country by just raising above selfish politics and stopping from getting indulged in such a troublesome interests, and by appropriately preparing themselves to defeat all difficulties in satisfying every one of the tasks in front of them. Thank you.